Oh, great! Another reimagining of Spider-Man, but this time it's a cartoon.
The first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie that came out in 2002 is the only movie I've ever seen twice at the theater in the same day. When the sequel came out, I was there on opening day and loved it. When the third movie came out, it wasn't that good. But then they rebooted Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield a few years later, saw the first one and thought, this doesn't need to exist, and I'd never even saw that sequel. So when this third reimagining of Spider-Man in less than 20 years was announced, I was like, whatever, I'm done. But then it came out, and it was getting universal praise, and I thought, okay, I'll give it a chance. And you know what? It's the best Spider-Man movie to date. Not only is it the best Spider-Man movie ever made, it's one of the best animated movies ever made. There has never been an art style like this captured on screen. There's so many weird little intricacies. The frame rate is slower, so it seems kind of choppy, which you wouldn't think would work, but it works really well. Not only is the frame rate slow and choppy, but the background in many of the scenes is blurry or out of focus. The colors kind of blend together. And that's because when you print a comic book, a lot of times the printing isn't 100% accurate, and you get that same kind of discoloration and blurring. I never read a bunch of comic books as a kid, but if I had, I imagined that this movie and its art style is what I would have imagined in my head, bringing the story to life off of the page. Over the decades and decades Spider-Man has existed on the pages of a comic, he has taken many forms. Sometimes he's female, sometimes he's male, sometimes he's Japanese and has a giant robot spider that follows him around. Sometimes he's a pig. In this movie, all of the Spider-Mans from all of these alternate comic book realities come together to fight Kingpin, who is my favorite character in this movie simply because of just how insane he is, how big and broad his shoulders are, and just how strong he is. Now, coming from someone who's completely burnt out on superhero movies, I can tell you, you don't really have to like superhero movies to like this. If you were a fan of art and pushing filmmaking forward, there's going to be something here for you to watch. The visual stylings are unlike anything you've ever seen, and just the dedication and the time and the precision that went into making it is just incredible.
Being inside an actual comic book. Cool shoes. Cool uncles. Doing graffiti. Oddly shaped bad guys. Riding in cop cars. Swinging through the trees.